Let me just tell you guys one story. I became a lifeguard right out of high school, or maybe in high school, but as a summer hire. And I was working under my dad. My dad was the lifeguard at Makaha Beach. Big surf. I'm on a tower, sitting with my dad, scanning the water. I hear, help, just this deadly scream. And I go bolting off the tower. So I run, and right before I get over the sand embankment, I hear my father whistle. And in any Hawaiian family, when you hear your parent whistle, you stop dead in your tracks. You don't move, because he sees something you don't. So I stop, I look back, and my dad's saying, wait. And this guy is coming across in the rip, and he's drowning. My father's walking his sweet time, coming up to me, and this lady runs right up, and she goes, my husband's drowning, can you help him? And I look at my dad like, let me go. And my dad go, wait. And then the lady's hysterical, and she's like, save him, save him. My dad said, wait. And the guy comes right in front of where we at. And my dad looks at him and yells, stand up. And like, what? The guy's yelling back. My dad goes, stand up. And the guy stands up. So he goes, walk towards me. And the guy stands up, and he walked towards my dad. I became a waterman because I wanted to be like my dad. He would jump in the water and dive deep and pound through the biggest waves and, those kind of things. It was, seeing my dad was like, seeing someone superhuman. In 1976, he sailed on a Polynesian voyage sailing canoe to Tahiti to retrace the footsteps of where we came from, and also to prove that we can navigate by the stars.
The Keaulana name is legendary in Hawaii. Uncle Buff, he kind of brought back the renaissance of Hawaiian watermen and waterwomen.
A true waterman can do it all, in the ocean. You can surf, you can fish, you can sail. Anything that has to be done in the ocean, you can do.
The ocean is forever changing. So to embody what it means to be a waterman is you're forever changing. You're changing with the tides, you're changing with the oceans, and you're just in touch and in tune with all of it.
Brian knows the ocean better than anybody I know. He can dive under the water and listen and know that there's big rocks and boulders. He can taste the water and know that there's some fresh water coming off the valley someplace.
Uncle Brian's one of those guys, like, you'll come in the water and you'll be like, I lost my paddle or I lost my fin. He's like, oh, how many minutes ago? About 8 minutes ago. Oh, it's probably right over there. And sure enough, it'll be right there.
And Brian inherited that. He's a true waterman.
I'm a father, I'm a husband, I'm a provider, stuntman, stunt coordinator, director, all the different hats.
Okay, you're good.
I don't think that anyone in the world has the career that I have. My career being a professional waterman is like an entrepreneur of water in general, every facet of water.
Brian always thinks ahead, and he's always looking for bigger, better, faster ways to do things, always improving.
I think you can make the argument that Brian started water safety and surfing, at least to the level that we understand it now.
I was training big wave surfers, but now I'm training surfers from all over the world and getting them certified in CPR, in life-saving skills, in spinal extrication, in risk management, in incident command structures and strategies.
He said, we should get some jet skis here. We can rescue more people. We can get out there faster. But they didn't want to fund the jet ski program. Brian, he kept pushing for it.
And now they use jet skis in every type of sport. They use it in wave pools, high dive competitions, on movie sets like we do. And if you're at home watching the Olympics, you don't know it, but you're seeing some kind of Brian's impact. Most times he won't take credit, But he is that guy. Whether he likes it or not, he is that guy, so.
Every rescue is different. Some are clean and simple. Some rescues actually put your life in danger. There's undertows and rip currents and heavy shore breaks and reefs and rocks and cliffs. We swim out and there's a shark there. And how do you deal with that?
All it takes is a split second before you're at the grasp of Mother Nature. And hopefully a lifeguard will come, grab your hand, and put you on the back of that sled and whisk you away like an angel. And that's who Brian Keaulana is.
A lot of times it's chaos. So you're trying to look for who really needs help. So I was on a ski with my son. The crowd started waving. Everybody's freaking out. A kid got knocked out unconsciously and he was underwater. And all I saw was two kids using a signal that we taught them. And as soon as I saw them, I turned and got to the surfboard, which was tombstoning, which is a board that is being pulled by its leash, and the person is underwater. We went there, my boy jumped off, got this kid who was knocked out, put him on the back of the sled, and we brought him up on the beach and performed CPR with the rest of our Hawaiian Water Patrol. Saved the boy. What got me was when I looked down and saw how young this kid was, it was like, oh, just dropped my heart, right? The ocean provides me with knowledge, skill, and opportunity to see the outcome before it happens, so I may decide where and when to be. To coexist between calm and chaos. To never have fear.
It's guys like Brian that set the standard for all of us.
He knows how to plug into any situation and make the best of it and bring out the best in people and how to pick them up.
I trust Brian with my life for sure, and I think goes for this whole beach. You know, you see when he walks down, he's pretty revered here.
My mom is a pillar of our community, and she taught us that everyone who swims in the ocean, everyone who walks on our sand becomes part of our family.
There's certain greetings that depict a closer value to an individual. The rescue handshake is known around the world, but if it's given in a certain way with intent, it's given in our Hawaiian culture where there's a breath that is taken, a nose to nose, where one is giving himself completely to the other person's self. That's the Hawaiian culture.
To understand yourself is to look into your past, you know, because for me, my history in my culture, being Hawaiian, being a waterman, make up the matrix of who I am. Land for us is where we eat and sleep. The ocean is where we live.